Greetings, friends of Redeemer. My name is Kanta Mirchandani, and I've had the privilege of serving at the book table at Redeemer alongside an amazing team of volunteers. The pandemic meant that we met less physically and had less exchanges at the book table, but I do pray that during this time, God has drawn you closer to Him. The Japanese coined a term called sundoku. Sundoku is a phrase which means that you're actually buying more books than you can ever read, and I stand guilty of that. For several years, I had a growing collection of books that were never read or hardly read at the side table. However, God has been using this season to encourage me to 1. Be disciplined in reading His Word. 2. It spurred in me a desire to study the book of Romans with friends, which was a huge blessing. And 3. I've started actually reading the great gospel resources on the side table and knowing God more. So I wanted to recommend a few of them to you. The first is a book called Pilgrim's Progress. It's by John Bunyan. It's one of the most significant works of theological fiction in English literature. It has about 200 translations. The great thing about this book is that it's good for a 5-year-old all the way to a 95-year-old. The book is a dream sequence of an everyday man called Christian, just like you and me, who's on a journey from the city of destruction, which is the world that we live in today, to the celestial city which is to come, which is the heavens. Christian, however, has been burdened by the knowledge of his sin, which came about from him reading a very special book. Now, I'm not going to give you the whole storyline, but I would really encourage you to read it on your own as a family, or those into animation series can actually watch it on Redeem TV. The next book that I really want to encourage you with is a book called The Prayer of the Lord by R.C. Sproul. In our last week's sermon message, we read the Lord's Prayer. Dr. Sproul actually unpacks the Lord's Prayer word by word, unlocks the truth of the Lord, and allows us to go deeper into a relationship with Him. This book is available in Kindle, it is available in several formats, or you can just inbox me for a read together time. Signing off, friends, with a few practical tips to guard your heart this season and more. First, read the Word. There is no substitute to that. If you like, follow a reading plan or follow a study guide from the Gospel Coalition. The second, if you like reading, go to desiringgod.com. There is a host of free ebooks for you to feast on. The third, if you think you're not a reader and you don't like reading, let me encourage you. Reading is a pleasure that can be learned. Reach out to a friend or a church member and decide to read together. There are 3 things that will come out of it. The accountability will mean that you nurture the skill of reading, you will know God more, you will make a new friend. And lastly, for those of you who have fitness in your regime and stay fit and go for a walk every day, tune into an audiobook. Christian Audio offers Paul Washer's book called The Gospel's Power and Message free this June. Tune into it. So friends, that's it for me. I would encourage you to stay safe in this time. Practice safe distancing where needed, but stay closer to God.